Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today I'm talking about should your knees go over your toes when you squat. I can't believe this is still a question. I remember when I first started out looking at a lot of geared powerlifting, I could see how that could be a concern. Someone could come up with the, let's say, conclusion that knees over toes are bad. It's not. At the end of the day, it's not. If anything, if you're constantly moving in a way that doesn't allow your knee to go over your toe, then you're going to have overuse issues in another way. So you basically be trading off a potential high emphasis on the word potential knee problem and trading it in with probably a hip or back problem. So I think personally you should not allow or force your body to work in an unnatural mechanics. I don't think that's smart either. But should you allow your knees to go over your toes? Yes. Now, the only key is you don't want your heel coming up off the floor. That's what you don't want. If your heel is coming up off the floor, that's to compensate for a lack of ankle mobility, and that will put a lot of stress on your knee. That's why some people use an elevated heel and they don't have knee issues. Now, there are a lot of exercises you can do where your knee goes far more forward than your toes, and this will really strengthen and stress the tendons around the knee joint. And that's not a bad thing to stress these tendons. Tendons need to grow. They need to become stronger. They need to become more resilient in order to keep you injury free. That's what we need. If you never allow your knee to go over your toes, then you will, or just drift forward slightly, your squat doesn't need to be vertical up and down, then these tendons never get developed, and when you get into an odd way of lifting, like your form kind of breaks, that's when injury can happen. So I suggest you squat all sorts of different ways, with a slightly vertical shin when you sit back, maybe a front squat or a high stress on the quads type of squat, high bar, whatever you want to call it. So you can develop all these muscles at once so you have no weak links. And that's why I like the conjugate system. It allows you to get strong at different motor patterns, different movements, different everything. So that's just my thoughts on that. If you have any questions, any topics, any requests, drop them in the comments. And as always, class is dismissed.